The most fun of what I do, the most fun things I love is finding out how people are reacting to things that matter and things that don't matter. That's the thing which I want to explain more than anything else. To find out why people respond to things that simply don't matter and how they do matter. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Jimmy Kimmel does not matter. Jimmy Kimmel is not the story. Jimmy Kimmel is of no importance whatsoever. Thematically, actually, truly, really, literally, actually, supposedly, theoretically, idiopathically, however, what everyone, it doesn't matter. He doesn't matter. None of it matters. I can't say it enough. And I'm not saying it just to be mean. I'm saying he doesn't matter. It does not matter. It's the greatest news for our side there is, and we need more of them. First and foremost, President Trump is wrong. He is so wrong in so many respects. He is so wrong. He is wrong weighing in sometimes, I think, on matters that really have no importance whatsoever to this country. He might be wrong in weaponizing what appears to be the FCC against people for frankly saying things that are contrary to his position, to his world. He might have a point there. He might have a point. But this is where I say, so what? Sometimes there are things that, you know what, it doesn't matter. So effing what? It doesn't matter. Because sometimes politics is so brutal and so horrible that it takes something of this nature to get people's attention. And I think this has gotten people's attention. And President Trump has a genius. He has a genius and a concomitant cluelessness, which I cannot figure out, and I don't want to figure out, and I'll never figure out. But the Democrats, and I'm going to use these terms, things like left, Democrats, leftists, whatever it is, I'm going to use those terms differently. And I'm going to use those collectively. So I don't really mean the Democrats, but just for shorthand purposes. When I say the left, the right, the Republicans, we can argue it's not the left, it's progressives versus the liberals. I don't know, let people figure that out. But what I'm telling you is they are going crazy. And the reason why they're going crazy is a reason I don't understand. I think it has to do with, if you have to know, I think it has to do with the fact that it's an issue they maybe understand. I don't think these are the brightest people in the world. I really don't. No, I mean that. And I know that may sound to you like I'm being, kind of mean. I mean it exactly. I mean 100%. There are people who by the way, some of the greatest football coaches were cretins in other walks of life. They really didn't fit in anything else. But boy, when it came to football, they knew exactly. I mean, they knew exactly what was the story. I mean, really, they really, really, honest to God, they did. They know. But yet in other things, they don't. Well, when it comes to politics, I'm telling you, it's a different world. And the things that involve politics have nothing to do with what you believe to be the truth in terms of right or wrong or what have you. Now, let me just break that down for a moment. Because I'm going to spend some time on this. I want you to grasp this, because this is a time of opportunism. And to be opportunistic and to jump on this is critical, because if we don't do it, we are wasting our time. But before we begin, let me tell you something that's happening right now. And I have been telling you this, and I think sometimes people figure, oh, he's just saying that. He's just saying that because, whatever he just says, he says. I think sometimes you think I say things just to say things. And I don't blame you because I think other people do. I kind of suspect everybody. I really do. I always think people don't really mean what they're saying. Half of the time, people are pushing stuff that, I mean, I don't know if it's true. Maybe it is true. Who knows? So I don't blame you. And I would always welcome your incredulity. But something very seriously has happened. Let me tell you something right now. Let me tell you one thing. I just got this before. Say what you want about Laura Loomer. I respect her. I respect all of the people in terms of their firepower. There are some things, whether it's Candace Owens or this or Tucker or this or Charlie Kirk or whoever, I really respect them. This is from Laura Loomer. She said, must read urgent intelligence alert, she writes. NCTC confirms Al Qaeda presence on U.S. soil, imminent multi city Islamic terror attacks. Sources tell me tonight that the National Counterterrorism Center has officially determined that Islamic terrorists affiliated. Okay. Let's hope it's not correct. No, it might be correct. There may be, in fact, these messages. Let's just hope it doesn't come to fruition. Okay. Now, I've been telling you, and you've been hearing me for the longest time. I hope. I've been telling you, something is going to happen, not just once, but maybe perhaps over a long period of time. We talk about civil war. A civil war today is not going to look like Shoal Creek or, Shiloh or Antietam. It's going to look like political, cultural, this admixture of problems. Civil war, false flags, strikes, supply chain collapses, domestic terrorism, foreign terrorism, lockdowns, freakouts, blackouts, EMPs, grid disasters, malware problems. There was one weekend where all the gas stations went out for malware and we never found out why. We had drones flying around in New Jersey because when something happens, remember, your government, they never follow up. They never have the decency to say, oh, remember that thing we talked about? Oh, we figured it out. No, it's just they want you to forget about it. Shall I go on? It's not tomorrow's nightmare. It's today's reality. We're looking at this. And the systems in order, the governments and everything, the protective agencies that we trusted are crumbling by design on time. If you had to go 1 week without food, 1 week, you'll learn fast. Because everything that you thought matters now, cash and cards and Bitcoin and even gold, diamonds, none of this is going to help your family because survival isn't theory. It's primal. It's primordial. It's instinctual. It's atavistic. Food, water, energy, ammo, that's it. And that's why my Patriot Supplies 3-month food kit matters probably more now than it never did. Over 2,000 calories a day, 22 meal varieties, shelf life up to 25 years. And right now you get 4 weeks free, a $247 bonus. Now, you know the world has changed. I know it too. Hunger is the oldest weapon of control because it breeds and speeds destabilization. It freaks you out. That's what they want. So don't wait for disaster to prove it. Preparation isn't paranoia, it's survival. So click the link, in the description, preparewithlionel.com, preparewithlionel.com. Secure your food, protect your family, and secure your future right now while there's still time. Preparewithlionel.com. Now, my friends, as we have suggested and as people are talking about this, Jimmy Kimmel. Okay. Does it matter? Nah. A lot of it doesn't. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Let me tell you what the astute political observer says. Whatever drives these people crazy, do it. They are freaking out. Let me tell you a true story. I have a friend of mine. He's a great guy. Smart guy. He is one of the best buddies I know. Great friend. He's not all the way radical left, woke, but definitely anti-Trump. Absolutely. And they use him kind of as a barometer. So the other night he writes me, he says, you don't understand. And he gave me this history. His parents fled Europe, Russia, Lithuania, or whatever, Russia, Europe from Hitler. They're Jews. They escaped or were sentenced to concentration camp. I mean, he's got a story you can't believe. I mean, he just. So I said, that's terrible. What does this have to do with Trump? I said, you got to lighten up, dude. He went crazy. Don't be flippant. I said, I'm not being flippant. What does this have to do with you're comparing Trump to Nazi Germany over Jimmy Kimmel? Seriously, what are you talking about? What are you nuts? Where have you been? His perspective. What are you talking about? Jimmy Kimmel. And the best part is he's in the media biz. He's in the media biz. He's in the media biz. I said, you know better than anybody else. I guarantee you right now, if I am on a radio, I'm on WABC. And if I decide to trash a sponsor or do something that affects them commercially, if let's say the WABC is planning to expand, I don't know what its signal or whatever the hypothetical entails, and they're trying to go into, let's say, a state, and I start blasting the governor, blasting the powers that be, the government, local government, and I'm mocking the area, and who needs this, and a bunch of rednecks, and the, let's say, the program director or the news director, or not the president or whoever comes to me and says, now listen to me, do me a favor. If it's all the same to you, I would really appreciate it if you stop doing this. I really would appreciate if you'd lay off this nonsense. We're in the middle of a deal here to keep this commercial enterprise going. We're trying to, let's say, I don't know, whatever. And the people who have the ability to approve or disapprove of this, willy-nilly, whoever Willie or Nilly are, they're both taking great offense to what you're saying. Would you lay off? Not now. Okay. We have a great sponsor. We have one of our biggest sponsors, and you're trashing them. It's a restaurant, let's say, and you think you had a bad meal. What are you doing? Stop saying that. But it's the truth. No, excuse me. I'm not interested in the truth. The truth is you're doing something that's killing me. Now, if you're making so much money and you're so big that people are just breaking the door down to advertise with us, go ahead. Knock yourself out, because your free speech is conditioned upon commercial aspects, which you might find to be problematic, but it's true. Now, if I have to explain this to you, if you really don't understand this, if you really, not you, but I mean, if the world is scratching their head and they really don't understand the fundamentals, the ABCDarian elemental aspects of this logical substructure here, I don't want to get all metaphysical on you, but then we got a big problem. Then we got a big problem. If you don't understand this and you are in a commercial venture, you are in a huge, we have a huge problem if you really, honest to God, don't understand it. If you don't understand this, you're just, it's fundamental. Now, the issue becomes, and this is what's also important, the issue becomes that people like Bob Iger and others are saying, listen, we tried our best to tell Jimmy to back off on this thing. But Jimmy got a hair up his ass, and Jimmy thought he was Jimmy Kimmel. He really thought he was. This goes back to network. This is Howard Beale. How you have meddled with the forces of evil, Mr. Beale. It goes back. It is so rudimentary. People in my business, remember my first actual paid talk radio gig was October of 1988. I know a little bit about this. This was on a regular commercial radio and have been through this forever. And I know this, and I think you know this, and it's pretty obvious. And everybody in the business that I know, my friend whose family went through horrors in Nazi Germany, he understands it, especially because he's in the business too. He's in the business. He understands what's going on. But yet, what we're seeing is something so ridiculous. We are seeing this being portrayed, expanded into this, quote, fascistic realm of it's nonsense. Now, here's the good news. They're losing their minds. Keep it up. Keep it up. They are not discussing politics. They are not discussing their plans. They're not discussing anything involving how they're going to help their constituency. Nothing. They're doing nothing. I don't know what they're about. I don't know what Democrats are about. I don't know. AOC is talking about Charlie Kirk. And by the way, that's the issue. Listen to what I'm telling you. There are so many moving parts to the Charlie Kirk case. I don't even know where to start. And I'm telling you right now, if you ever doubted that there is some kind of conspiracy theory going on, you are missing it. You understand this? If you're missing the Charlie Kirk case, which everybody is, this is the perfect distraction. Now, the reason why most people don't like Charlie Kirk is because a lot of people just hate. Not Charlie Kirk, Jimmy Kimmel. They just hate him. Hate him because we love to hate. It's simple, low-hanging fruit. It's in the potato chip, row versus the vegetable row. This you can open up, you can eat it. You don't have to prepare anything. You don't have to think. It's fun. Ooh, there's a picture of him seen screaming. Ooh, he's mad. Ooh, Sarah Silverman. Ooh, he's crying. Ooh, he's meeting with his lawyers. Ooh, who cares? But that's okay. It matters to them. The enemy's going crazy over this. Great. The enemy's going crazy. Terrific. Let him go. The president does these things, and he says these things. Is what he's doing wrong? Yeah. But you know what else is wrong? What they did to us. Democrats just taught me how to handle this. When we were going through years and years, when we were going through a series of problems involving our own particular consideration, when Jack Dorsey and others, when we had the Twitter files, and where's Elon Musk? What's going on with that? Anyway, we were told it's none of your business. Or they ignored it, or they laughed. When we were told that we were being shut down, shut out, and closed down to speak regarding things such as hydroxychloroquine or just our thoughts on vaccines, we were told, F you and the horse you rode on. F you and rotate. F you. And that's it. And so, whatever. But it doesn't matter. Jimmy Kimmel doesn't matter. Jimmy Kimmel doesn't matter. AOC is, now listen to me, pray. Get on your knees. If you believe in, pray that AOC and Jasmine Crockett are elevated to positions of power in the Democratic Party. Pray like you've never prayed before. We want them. I hope that we have enough smarts to know to direct monetary and political firepower that way so that we can have them rise to the top, deflect, dilute, and distract those individuals in the the Democratic Party, so that they can draw all the attention from these people and deprive the Democratic Party or those who are prospective voters from the political nutrients that they deserve. This is a form of starvation. Hope for it. Hope for it. If Bill Ackman were smart, or whoever is running the show, put money under some pack. They'll take the money. You want them to. You want them to. And I watch this and I'm thinking to myself, you're missing the point. There are two stories that are happening, two stories that are the most interesting. Middle East, parentheses, Israel, and Charlie Kirk's murder. Absolutely. Absolutely. I am not satisfied with the official story that this was a lone gunman radicalized through the left media, part of the transgender evil, or no. Too easy. No. We need to go further. But we live in a world right now where we don't, how do I say this? We live in a world where we don't care. I just did a private for the private channel for Lionel.news. Go to that. Lionel.news. Did you see this? Lionel.news. I'll put this up there. And this is the channel, whatever and it's just go to that. And I just explained how years ago somebody said, we're going to do a lot of things. First, we're going to create the notion of weaponizing suspicion through this term conspiracy theory, which worked to this day. It still works. It's become tantamount to crazy. Conspiracy theory means crazy, that you have a thought that you're advancing that doesn't make any sense, or that's superstitious, or it's crazy. That's what that means. It's crazy. They're crazy. You're crazy. Everybody's crazy. Everybody's crazy. But conspiracy theory. So we're able to look at, there's three things. One, always there was a video up about the use of guns in it's a cell phone gun. It's a low round. It's not a large caliber, but there were some people who thought that they saw from their picture somebody with either a weapon or something who were, firing on, whatever. Taken down. Ooh, that's good. Taken down. I used to think, this is terrible, that if people were really, really dangerous in terms of what they said, that they would not be allowed to speak, that they would be, how do I say it? That they would be prematurely truncated from reality. But seriously, and yet sometimes I wonder, I don't know. Alex Jones, two people come to mind. And by the way, when I say this in no way wanting to tempt fate or to encourage or anything like that. But if ever there were two people who posed the greatest immediate threat to the powers that be, it would be Alex and now Max Blumenthal. Max Blumenthal, bar none, is the biggest threat to what people are now referring to as this they refer to not Israel, but they'll call it Zionism. Max Blumenthal, 100%. Nobody knows more. Nobody is. Three people who were the most dangerous to the powers that be: Max Blumenthal, Professor John Mearsheimer, and Colonel Douglas McGregor. Jeffrey Sachs, to an extent, he's very good, but not like these three. Stephen Cohen, before the late, great Stephen Cohen, was the same way regarding Ukraine, but subsidiary to this on another level, not less in terms of order, but of course, Scott Ritter and others as well. But these three people are the most dangerous. And Alex Jones by far. Now, changing the subject just a little bit right now. There's something that's happening which is so critical. Keep an eye on how Candace Owens, she's very good. She is absolutely unscrupulous, but in a good way, if there is such a good way, in claiming not only ownership of Charlie Kirk's memory, but the fact that they worked together, they loved each other, she knew him, she knows him. There's vultures. Charlie Kirk, tomorrow is his funeral. These vultures just flying around, ready to move in. Erica Kirk, be careful. These people they think they can. There's no Charlie Kirk. You can't replace him. You can't do it. And Ben Shapiro, this is how desperate these folks are. I don't know what you call them. Zion, I don't know. AIPAC, Jewish, Israel, I don't know. But you actually are thinking about promoting or introducing Ben Shapiro into this? You got to be kidding me. And Tucker, too, is Tucker. He doesn't know where, they don't know what to do. They feel like there's this void that they can fill. You can't fill it. No, stay in your lane. They want this thing neutralized. Charlie Kirk, his removal is the best thing that ever happened to, listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying anybody's involved in that. If there was evidence of Israel or France or Italy or the Vatican or anybody in the CIA, anybody, if there's evidence, be the first one to tell you. But there isn't, either because we haven't gotten to it or it doesn't exist. I can't tell. There is no evidence that apples cause bladder cancer, either because they don't cause bladder cancer or there's no evidence of it and we haven't figured it out yet. But if we keep looking, we'll find it. I don't know. I can't. The absence of something doesn't mean the existence of anything else. Okay. But believe me, they were going berserk. How Bibi Netanyahu, so smart, could immediately come out with basically, we didn't do it. Don't look at us. Baby, what are you doing? Who's advising you? Sit, be cool. Nobody's saying anything. What do you do? Which makes people say, That's what everybody's talking about. Judge Napolitano, by the way, Judge Napolitano is he's like the Leonard Bernstein of this. He coordinates. He He brings the best bassoonist and the best flautist and the best cellist together in this ensemble, and he's wonderful. But this is so critical, and nobody on cable news is even approaching it. Why do you think that is? It's so interesting, it's not even funny. But yet we're talking about Jimmy Kimmel. Stephen Colbert is upset because his removal meant nothing to people. Nobody even cared about that. They didn't even notice. He went away and was nothing. Absolutely nothing. He's wondering, what do I have to do? What does it have to do? What? I don't know. All I know is keep it going. Keep talking about it. President Trump, keep it up. Keep up the ICE raids. So far, every time this happens, the Democrats say even less about a plan. We don't know what the Democrats stand for. We don't know what their position. We don't know anything. We don't know anything about that. It is phenomenal. So that's what you need to know, and that's what's really critical to this. So understand, put things into perspective. But Jimmy Kimmel thing, people like it because he's a dick, and we like this. It's Schadenfreude. We like to see people lose their job. We won. Who cares? Doesn't matter. People are coming forward. Oh, Jason Bateman. Be very careful, by the way. Remember, leftists are doing it. Their agencies are telling their managers, go out and say something. All right. Most people do not care. Jimmy Kimmel's audience was next to nothing. Jimmy Kimmel could have just avoided this. They told him, go on and do your thing. Just lay off Trump. That's not what brought you in. That's what hurt you. But you don't understand. I've heard these people. They're so into this. They're so they forget that this is a game. Can you imagine somebody leaving their jobs as a sportscaster because they didn't like a call of a coach or a manager? You did a sacrifice fly. I'm quitting. It's like, this is a game. It's strategy. What are you doing? No, but these people, they take it upon themselves. They want to be taken seriously. And they want you to believe that they stand for something. And this new iteration of liberalism or radical left or whatever it's called is so crazy. And it's fueled by this inertia of social media that they lose all sense of reality. They really do. From their dress, people that I know who would smart, like my friend, telling me about Nazi Germany and Trump is like, what are you talking about? Don't ever lose yourself in it. Some of you do. No. Some of you do. I never do. Never. It's a game. It's a very important game, but it's a game theory. Tertius Gaudens, I've talked to you about that. The reason how the whole game theory about where the person who's third gets the people coming in first and second to fight with each other. So the person who's third, this is what World War II was about. It's one of the theories behind it. There's a level of complexity which I thrive on. I love it. It's delicious. It's sexy. It's interesting. Not this low-hanging fruit stuff. This is distraction. Doesn't matter. It's like a bag that says natural, light. Read the ingredients. That's what this is about. That's what this is. Now, the good news is President Trump, just when I think he goes down, all of a sudden things will change. He still needs to shit can half of his staff. They're just incompetent. If you don't know that Kash Patel, best line ever, he looks like a cartoon hypnotist, or somebody said it's like Charlie Manson's whispering in his ear. I don't know where Pam Bondi cannot say anything intelligent at this point. I don't think she can. And I like her. She is so ill-equipped for this. It's not even funny. Not even funny. But despite that, the Jimmy Kimmel thing is perfect. Perfect. And there's going to be more of these. And let them be upset. Let Maxine Waters and everybody else, let the Democratic Party, because nobody cares about this. Nobody cares. The cause for Jimmy Kimmel, sometimes, you know, if because it's not really a pure, if ever you try to lure people into the we hate Trump thing, you got to lure them in by virtue of whether it's, I don't know, what something Trump did or his private life. But Jimmy Kimmel, they are so out of it. They are so gone. They don't recognize this fact. So I don't know what to tell you. By the way, this morning, I went to, it was kind of a crisp, went to see the great New York City has these great green markets. And one of them is at 57th and 10th. It's beautiful. And I got some corn and some tomatoes. Oh, take wherever you are. Support your local farms. Support your greengrocers, farmers markets. Understand the power of the vegetable, of plants. It's like nothing you can believe in terms of how healthy they are. They're curative. Here's something else for you. It seems rather kind of counterintuitive, but it's true. The best thing for you to do, remember, when you go to a store, a lot of places, but when you go to a store in particular, you're getting stuff that's gassed. I don't know, I'm pointing to me, but gassed or cut a long time ago, and then they're green now. But for vegetables, I mean, for me, fruits in particular, excuse me, and sometimes vegetables, sometimes they're flash frozen immediately. So the blueberries you have now might be better than the blueberries you actually get in the store now because they're older. And as you know, vitamin phytoavailability and bioavailability and phytonutrient quality diminish after a time. So anyway, so frozen may actually be better. But do yourself a favor. Recognize this. It's curative. It's healing. It is what it does to nitric oxide, what greens do, nitric oxide levels in the epithelium or the endothelium. What am I saying? Excuse me. Unbelievable. It's magical, truly. And greens, remember, when something is green, really green, and something is bittery, it's better. Because through hormesis, that's being done for one of two things. The darker the green, the darker the color, is a way to ward against sun, and the bitterness is to ward against insects. And that inures to your benefit. That's the whole notion of fasting. Why fasting is important, because it acts as a hormetic or hormetic. It causes stress, and the stress causes your body to readjust. And that readjustment and the recalibration is what's healthy. It's everybody's known this. Not eating is healthy. When you're sick, you don't eat. Starve a cold, feed a fever. No. You can't move. You're not hungry. You can't eat. When the dog is sick, it goes away. It'll be alone, just to sit, just to heal. Healing, solitude. But also, it's so interesting. It's very, you don't believe me. There's no argument here. So in any event, that's what I did. So do you for yourself. Anyway, I wish you have a great and a glorious day. Yesterday, I took a complete and total day off. I had one of these days where, how sometimes it was like being sick without being sick. I just shut down. Absolutely all day. Slept the whole day. Just shut down. It was great. I just said I can't do it. I could not. I'm not going to get up and talk to you just because I'm forced in myself. I don't know. but I'm feeling right now like $1,000,000. And I think it's always my recognition, first of all, of you and how much I thank you for this. We've been together for a long time. Been together for a long time. We've been through so much stuff, so many things, ups and downs, and I hope we always are able to do that. And I want you to know I always appreciate you. And I wish nothing but the best for you and your family. I mean that. All right, my friends, have a great and glorious day. Don't forget to follow Mrs. L at Lynn's Warriors. She's got a lot to tell you about her time so much stuff is going on. So much stuff is going on in Washington. And so much stuff is not going on in Washington, which is a big problem. And one thing to remember, my friends, please prepare with Lionel.com. Do yourself a favor. Just go and look at it, prepare with Lionel.com, and look at the state of the art in terms of disaster and emergency food, water purification, flashlights, generators, things that it's the best one-stop shopping there is. All right? Okay. All right, dear friends, have a great and a glorious day until we meet again next time. Remember, till then, remember, and also stay tuned or stay subscribed. We'll see you later. Sometimes when I pop up, I pop up. Don't forget, my friends, as I always say, the monkey said, the show's over. Sue you. Dad.